Welcome. Hi, everybody. This is Monday live stream. If this is your first time around here, my name is Guillaume, and we are here to talk about pretty much anything that has to do with live sound. I also have a Behringer wing that I can put my cup of coffee on. If this is something that seems interesting to you, stick around. We're taking your question today. I do not have any subject prepared for today's live stream. And yeah, we're just going to go with the flow. Actually, we're going to go what you guys are doing. I'm really curious to know what you guys are doing. Oh, actually, Rob says, cooking food. What are you guys doing? Actually, I'm doing a live stream. I'm setting up my console, my cameras. I'm trying out a new set with more minimalistic lights. Tell me what you guys think. I think we're not that far of a good result. This is actually the original setup that I wanted for the channel, but now that I got the lens and camera to really go this route, I only have a few little lights here and there. I do not look overshine from the top of my head, and I have a really cool background. Looking good? Thank you very much, Rob. Make sure to send us a picture of the food you're cooking. And actually, because you're on my channel right now, you should actually send me a mail. I think it will be only a fair trade. You know, I let you advertise your cooking skill. You should just send something over my way. You know, with 24-hour FedEx now, we can do a lot of stuff happening really quick. Seriously though, let's be honest here. I've always been really open about what's happening with me in life. I'm resting right now. I took the whole weekend off, or pretty much. I only did one show this weekend, over 3 days. But Friday, I had a, run-of-the-mill small corporate modification or small operation where I just, did the small thing, and let's just say that I'm still on meds. So if you guys think I'm really slow today, it's probably because I am, or more than usual. It doesn't get me crazy, but I'm smoother. Everything is running smoother. So if you want a zen or relaxed live stream, this will be the one for you guys. Seriously, I'm not that affected. I could not legally drive because of those pills. So I'm sure if driving is not an option, a live stream is one. Enough of the crap saying. Guys, I want to talk to you about something that I did not really... Yeah, Rob. I want to talk about something that I discovered that may be a bug in the console, because if you... Let's sidetrack to where we were last week. Last week, I started playing around with scene and how to name scene. If you guys didn't see that video that I just released, go make sure to see that. There's a really cool trick that you can do with the scene if you allow me to show you. If you have a scene, you can add a special character when you save that scene, and you have a little information here under the name of that scene. So if you don't know how to do this, go make sure to watch my video, and it will give you another trick to save your scene and have a more comprehensive library, or easier to read more information in smaller texts. You guys get the idea. But seriously, doing that, I erase my custom control, because I have custom control where I switch my camera like I'm doing right now. I'm pressing a button and I have some stuff happening. I can also shut the music down if I don't want to have any background music. No background music. Background music back. You see there, I did a double take on that knob. The reason is, and this is why I'm asking you guys of the community out on this. For some reason, and maybe somebody can explain that to me. For some reason, when I'm using MIDI CC toggle, everything is fine. My scenes are working. My camera switching is working like I'm doing right now. I'm toggling between two scenes that I set in OBS. One with the address, one with basically the MIDI control channel 1, MIDI CC 1, one with the parameter option 0, and the other one with 127. So when I'm using a toggle, pushing my button, first time it's sending out a information of 0, next time it's sending out a signal of 127. Makes sense so far. The thing is, It's good when you want to alternate between two things. But for me, let's say for my music, I would like to just have it on or off. So the usual MIDI suspect that you're going to use for this is a MIDI push command. It's just going to send out information. And on my OBS that is running right now, I have the information of turning on or off the music when it receives a signal from MIDI channel or MIDI CC channel 1, channel control 5. That's all fine. I can mute it with 2 push because it's a toggle. The first time it's going to send information of 0, the next time it's going to send information of 127. But the thing is, if I want that action to be immediately, as soon as I push the button it go on or off, I should use a MIDI push command. If you're using a MIDI push command, that way it's always going to send out information. It's going to be, I believe, 127, and when you release it, it will be the state of 0. So, by doing this, I changed my MIDI CC to push CC5. It was working before in toggle, and if I press the knob, nothing's happening. Why? Well, I don't know why. And this is why I'm gonna need your help, guys, because when I'm doing the same information that I send from, I'm looking at my CC display right now. Right now I'm holding it down, it's giving me a command of 0. I'm pushing it back up, give me 127. If I'm pushing it again, give me a 0. 127, it's gonna lock down. So the MIDI function of the consoles are working. My problem is when I try to go in listen mode with CC push, the console doesn't seem to send out any signal. When I go into listen mode in OBS, listen mode is basically if you have a MIDI button and you don't know what everything that is displayed here is. So basically if it's a MIDI push, MIDI toggle, if it's also a note or a program change, with what channel is that signal is going to be sent on, and what CC. For a MIDI CC, note will be note, program change will be a list of program change. If you don't have that information and you want to know basically what that knob is on your interface, you just put something in listen mode, you press that button 1 and it will display you the information. Some people also call that learn mode. If you want to have, let's say, one button that you know is MIDI, you just have that on, you press it, and it's gonna basically assign that to the function. But the thing is, if you want to use these functions, you need to have information sent from the device. And apparently since the new update, or maybe before that, MIDI push seems to be broken. And I don't know why it would be. I don't know. I don't see any reason why it would be broken, but apparently it is. I want to know if you guys have any use case for MIDI custom control, and if you guys notice any difference, because to me, it's not working properly. It's not working the way it was working, and it's not like displaying out information. Is it a bug? Maybe it is. Is it a bug of these specific MIDI CC, or maybe I'm using a wrong interface? Because when you connect the wing to a MIDI device, it's recognized as 4 different MIDI device, because there's so much information that can be sent from the surface that if you want to have basically all the fader and stuff available, you need to spread that over 4 different interface or different address, because it's a single interface. Let's be honest here, it's a single interface, but you need to you maxed out basically the first one, so you expand to a second one, third one, fourth, and usually the CC, the custom control, are heard from output of the interface 4 of the MIDI interface of the wing over USB. Not working. This is with a MIDI monitor. Actually, I'm checking it with OBS, which has a listen function, and there's nothing happening there. So I did not try with Reaper. I can probably try with Logic, because I'm running Logic and Reaper. More recently Logic, but I can try something. But right now, nothing nothing is happening. I don't know why. I don't know the reason why only in MIDI CC push nothing is happening. I could use MIDI note if I really want to have the same action happening, because I believe I've tested before. I'm not going to do it right now because that will destroy my whole setup. But I believe I tested with MIDI push and it was working. So it's only MIDI CC push, so MIDI control continuous change, MIDI continuous change, that is not working on channel 1. At least I did not try the other channel because I didn't cross my mind. But MIDI CC toggle push, MIDI CC push, channel 1, whatever CC that I have here, it doesn't seem to respond, or the console do not seem to send out any information. If you guys have any way to test it, it will be really fun to know that. Otherwise, hey, how you guys doing? What's up, Ivan? Good to have you around, man. It's time to say hi, guys. It's time to say what's up, where you are, where you from. I'm gonna do this in the chat. DeMarcus, hello, what's up? Good to have you have some new faces around here. Good to have the old faces around here. OJ, what's up? Hi, good to see you, man. Good to see some old faces. Bonjour, Benoit. Bonjour, la francophonie. What's up, Danny from Central Virginia? Hey, hello from Montreal, Canada. We're not that far, you neighbor of the South. Live from Nigeria. Oh, on the other continent. It's so funny how, or actually it's so cool how we can have everybody together from the whole planet all together, watching one single live stream and answering question and interacting with one another all at the same time. So really good to have you guys here. If you have any question in the chat, make sure to say, actually we already said where we're from, but if you have any question about the Wing, this is why we're doing these live stream. We're here to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, especially when I have no subject for the show. So make sure to send out your question in the chat, because I cannot stay that long today. I have other stuff to deal with this afternoon. Actually, I have an event tomorrow where I need to get some gear, so I need to run to the rental shop, grab that, and come back home for another appointment, because I have a appointment with a member of the channel. I'm not going to say out his name because I don't know if he wants to be named or not, so in respect for that, I'm not going to say out his name. But I have an appointment around 5 with somebody that need a one-on-one lesson with the Wing. We started last week. We put on some goal for him to achieve and some stuff to learn, and I can jump in again and helping out with learning how to use his Wing the way he wants to. So it's not at large. We're going on a really precise subject. He's running a APC or MPC. What is the 32 channel recording stuff box that you can have, which adds drum loops on it. Akai something, but we're going to use his Wing to record signal or microphone into his MPC. Then we're going to send that all that back from the USB into the Wing. You can mix doing his stuff and record that back to the MPC, so we can have a full-on self or almost self-contained or autonomous setup with just his MPC and the Wing, and he can record, mix, and probably even do some light mastering with the plugin on the main bus for a song. You can basically get a song ready. What's up, Charlie? Good to have you around. Special thanks, special hi to all the members of the channel. Really, really cool. On the source, looking at AS50, there are some new controls. Ooh, let me take a look at that. Let's go dive into this stuff here. So we're going to go in the routing menu, we're going to go into source, and we're going to go AS50. What is the new control? Hold on, guys. If you give me just 1 second here, I need to deal with something. There we go. Sorry. So, moving on. What's going on in the... What's going on here in the console? We have some remote option. We have some initialize. We got some remote options, so I guess you can give control of the preamp over here to what's going on. And remote off is the default status of that. CRV, what is RCV custom? Receiving custom? Is it information, receiving custom information from another console? I believe that will be the thing. Small roll on the right. Checking about this one. Is there anything else in the color or tags? Not really. Same usual tags. This is cool. I've been seeing this for a while, so all the remote option for AS50. So I believe, tell me if I'm wrong, Rob, but I believe this is for giving out control of the preamp to another console. Let's say that you want to have your wing front of house, but you want to say monitor is going to take care of the preamp control. So you allow the wing to control you, or you basically give out to your, let's say, B control. Is that a per preamp thing? It's a per preamp thing. Really cool. Really, really cool. Receive from another wing, like for monitor. Oh, this is really cool. So you can have this, and all the naming that has been done on the monitor end is going to be reflected in your channel. And the cool thing to use with this is on every single channel. I don't know if you guys ever realize this is an option, but you can, when you have your naming here, you can link custom. You can link customization to source. That basically mean that if you have somebody else name the preamp, let's say Kick, this is going to be displayed automatically as Kick, and it will name your channel. It will name the channel on the console Kick because it's the name of the source. So you have the option for the channel to reflect the input that has been used. So really cool feature when you're doing a festival and you have more than one console. Really the way to go. Danny, has anyone heard of the Wave card releasing soon for the Wing? I'm just gonna say, and I gotta be careful here, I started to see things happening here and there. Some people apparently got some prototype card out. I know it's been out for a while, but I think I can start to talk about it a little bit. So I have not a lot of information. I believe it's going to be, don't quote me on that. I believe the card will be 64 channel in and out, and they are internal card as far as I know. Anything else? I have no clue. I do not have a card. Nobody gave me official information. I just saw pictures. Somebody sent me a picture of a card, a physical one. I saw that. I know that they exist, or at least there's one that exists. But what's the status of the software on that? What is the status of the Wing software to deal with that? I don't know. I believe the Wing is pretty much ready in the sense of it will just be inserts. But who knows? Maybe something else is happening under the hood, and I have no official information. So before we say anything stupid or I give out something that's not going to happen, I would say keep your eyes out for the Wave stuff. It's going to happen. When? Who knows? What else you guys want to talk about? You need to start me off here. You need to give me something to chew on, right? I know I'm going to be busy for the next couple of days, so we could talk about that, but I don't think you guys want to hear me talk about shows where I will be... Okay, I need to talk about this. I will be forced, it will be so hard for me to do this, but I will be forced to use a DLive to do a full show. And when I say a full show, I mean a full 48 channel, 32 something plus output, in-ear mixing. I will be doing monitor, so I will have to deal with all these input and all these source, and I will have to mix with a DLive. I'm gonna miss my wing for sure. I'm gonna miss my wing and my DL251 preamp. Ugh, that's gonna be a tough one, but most of the people on that show are a friend of mine. It's a funny situation happening. Well, not funny situation. That doesn't sound right. It's a happy mistake happening that all these people on all the musician book on that show are a friend of mine. So they know I can sound better than those DLive. And yeah, let's see what's gonna happen with that. I'll keep you guys posted. Rob, what do you mean to mix on a glass? What is the max channel count you are comfortable to mix on glass? You mean on an iPad? On an iPad, I've mixed show of 32 input, but a Rock Band is easy to deal with if you're doing DCA on an iPad. Tablet, yeah. If you're doing DCA on an iPad, you can have a 16 input drum. It doesn't matter. It's going to end up being a single DCA. An iPad is fine as long as you can mix your band with DCA, and that comes with some compromise here and there, in the sense of if you don't play a lot with effect, you're good with an iPad. If you just, have a small reverb, maybe one or two delay throw during the show, you can do that on a tablet. And yeah, if your whole band is like really good and they can kind of mix themselves or know how to deal with their dynamic, it's usually fine. I can go up to 32 channel doing tens of in-ear mixes. I don't care. It's fine as long as the band is good and I can have time to set all my input, and using DCA is the way to go. Definitely. It depends on what you have. I mean, 16 input could be too much. If you have 16 different microphones on a choir and you need to adjust them all the time, you're gonna keep changing pages, and this is where, stuff hit the fan. But if you are doing like a small jazz gig, oh yeah, the solo, yeah, this is why I say a Rock Band, it's fine, because you don't have a lot of manipulation or individual manipulation to deal with. Usually my setup that I mixed the most on iPad was a 28 something channel, typical Rock Band, drum, bass, keyboard, 2 guitars, or actually 1 guitar player and a singer playing guitar. And the only thing that I really had to ride was a little more bass, a little less guitar solo up. I have a DCA for all my reverb and another DCA for the backtrack. Usually I could get away with 8 DCA, so I could just mix with my thumb, because it was like a small fader, increase or decrease, and it's the recipe. Once the recipe is shorted down to 8 DCA, it's easy to mix. If we're talking about like random sax solo, yeah, you don't have time to reach those input. So, sometimes 32 input is too much, sometimes 16 input is too much. It really depends on the situation. And no 2 band is the same. No, mixing 2 different kind of band with whatever particularity stuff they have or backtrack that they have. Some band are fully automated, some band are fully human operated. I'm a fan of both. I'm a fan of jazz band mixing themselves, and I'm just there to catch what's falling and just like keep them tied together. Huge fan of that when they can deal with their dynamic. Or huge fan of my dream setup is that I call is you have a rack on stage, you open up the front panel, you plug that in to XLR, and your whole band has the laptop there. You just have a drum loon to set to the drum, and the guitar are fractal XFX in the rack, and everything is going to change like depending MIDI program depending on the song. I like to do both for a different reason. I like the perfection of a band playing on backtrack with precisely made guitar tone for that live band. I like that. I really like that. So it all depends on the situation. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Because otherwise I'm going to call it down to an half an hour today, because I had a lot of stuff to do. I'm not, officially I need to rest, so cutting it down to half an hour is not that big of a deal for this one. If you guys have any question, it will be now the time to do it in the chat. If not, I'm going to call it down to half an hour. But definitely be on the lookout for, in the future, some Wave card development happening. I don't know when. I would not expect it to be soon released. It's like the compact and the rack. We all know it's coming. Behringer leaked out some picture of the rack in build process and testing probably. They show also picture of the compact, or I'm going to call it a compact version of the wing. They show a picture of that, and we know those things are in development, but when are they going to be released? I don't know. Could happen. It could be happening right now, or it could be a year from now. We have no clue. But trust me when I say I sincerely believe that Behringer wants to get that stuff out as soon as possible. They want to give out their customers reliable product at a price point, and they try to hit that, and they try to be nice with you guys. They do not have any reason to play around with us. They are one of the nicest company when it comes to listening to what their user are saying. So yeah. Did I skip this one? Odie, what do you think about version 2.0? I love it. It's fine. There's not much change other than the library. So if you don't know, the library system now has all these new feature of show. Well, a show is a container for your snap, your snippet, and your clips, because you can now have a set list. Like if I go here and I load a show, if I open that show, you can have now a set list of stuff happening that you can recall with the Go stuff. It's basically show control now being fully deployed or deployed. Fully is to be fully is to TBD. But yeah, this is basically what happened with the show control in version 2.0. Other than that, it's just some bug fix here and there. Of like weird stuff that nobody's doing. Like if you are pressing channel 2 with a gate, I'm just saying crap right now, but if you have a gate happening on channel 2 and you're recalling a effects preset on this one, you crash a console, stuff like that. But yeah, the big change with 2.0 is the show control, the library update. Really cool stuff. This console now has way more possibilities than before. So on that note, I need to rest. I hope that you guys enjoy this smaller stream today. Waiting the wing rack to come. I'm waiting the wing rack to come too. Honestly, as soon as the compact's gonna be released, I'm gonna get rid of this one. What's going on, Chris? What do you mean, what the? It's because I shave? Is that the reason why? Rolf, what's up? Are you guys like freaking out? Don't do it. You mean selling the console? Oh, I will. And I will. And I'm totally open about it. To get a compact one. Well, Chris, I would like not to sell it, but first I would need the money to buy a new one. And I cannot realistically keep bringing this one upstairs every time I have a show. The last two opportunity that I had to use the wing, I asked the local company to just send me out something else instead, because my back doesn't like to carry this thing around a flight of stairs, especially right now. I don't know if Bubba will talk me out of it. Independent fader control for left and right. Well, you can already do this. And let me check out something. You can have different... Yeah, you can have different level if you just use the pan. Like, right now I'm talking in your left here. Right now I'm talking in your right here. You could definitely take your main out and adjust it to, if you want to have, you know, different level left and right, you can definitely do that. So, yeah, but I think there's a workaround. How can I send vocal to a reverb and having it duck when the singer is speaking versus singing? Usually this is the kind of manipulation that I'm doing on my own. I have a quick custom control and I just mute that. But I believe we could do this with a bus, right? Let's dive into this. Let's do some fancy reverb settings try out. Shall we? Okay, I'm gonna take that out and I'm gonna make sure that we're gonna use our bus 9, which is this bus right here, and I'm gonna send out my voice into bus 9. And we gotta check out that we have a reverb on this. We don't, we only have compressor. I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna use a reverb. There we go, reverb. On. Do we have reverb? There was no change. Hold on, there was no change when I panned? Hold on, am I mono? And I don't know. Hold on. I could have been mono the whole time. Hold on. Tell me guys. Or maybe this is a broken scene. Hold on. Let's go back to the pan setting for a second. If I'm doing this, you guys only have mono, mono left, mono right, mono left, mono right. Tell me guys if that's working or not. And I'm gonna check out the routing. Now it's stereo. Okay. It was my source in OBS. So, oh yeah, it's because when I'm doing those small live streams. So usually I'm running a mic that is in input 1 of my interface. So if I leave that to mono, you would be only hear something to the left, and I have to actually non-mono. You will hear something to the left, and I just click it so it can be stereo. So okay, back to that ducking setting. So now we have a reverb, and I'm gonna sound like I'm in a big room. And let's take a look at that bus. Wing expander. Wing expander. How can we do this, guys? If you have any idea, how can I do this? A ducker. We don't have any ducker. Right? We don't have any ducker on bus. Do we have an option to use a insert point for something to be a ducker? In the channel effect, we have all the gates, but I don't think there's a ducker. Interesting one. Okay, let me go back in the chat. I sure don't want to miss any question. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna go quickly here. Yeah, Danny, I miss taking a walk from my kick drum to my vocal on a H3000 with like running around with a bunch of insert cable in my hand to do my vocals. But seriously, yeah, I don't regret needing 5 people to flip a console, even if you had a tilt rack. That's one part I don't miss. Actually, I'm kind of jealous of the people that got the SQ5, those little small console that fit like in the back of your car. I'm a little bit jealous of that. I would like to have a solution like this from the Wing. Like a Wing Micro. Like, give me 8 fader, a bunch of knob, and a screen, and I will be happy with that. Seriously. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but we'll see. Chris, I was wondering about snare top and bottom into a stereo channel, obviously swapping the phase on the bottom, but can you make both channels some to stereo? Well, yeah, you can do this really quickly. Hold on. You just have, let's say that I'm going to use my snare here. I'm going to use a stereo input, so I'm going to go here, say this is a stereo input, use 2 input. You would have to use, 3 and 4 or 2 and 3. I'm just going to unpair that. But you need to use, those 2 input. In the routing source menu, this is where you would flip the phase. Let's say on this one, you can see I have a polarity flip. You can have independent gain on these. Well, I'm on W Live Play, so there's no gain, but you get the idea. And on the channel itself, you will take the width and you will put that to 0. And playing with the pan will give you option to blend between 2 mics. So you can go probably something like this, where you're gonna have 75% of snare top versus 25% of snare bottom. But keep in mind that they will be sharing the same EQ and same compression and same gating. Same gating is not a problem, but usually EQ and compression, you sometimes want to have different setting on that. But if you're running out of input, that's basically one of the first things that I would do. Hold on. LD, what is the best way to set up subs? I would like to set up an independent from fader left right. I'm just beginner in audio. Best way to set up independent sub. Right now, out of my mind, I have 2 options. You can either use a second main. Let's say that you are using your main 1 as your main stereo out. You're feeding your whole system through that. And you want to use main 2 and only send the stuff that you want to send into subs into that, and you can have a fader. You have basically another fader that you can play around with to adjust the amount of that you send into that main 2. The other option will be to use a matrix. Using a matrix will be from your main out 1. In the bottom here, you will use matrix 1. And you want to make sure that you send that out to your sub. You will need another stereo pair of cable out of your console or your stage box. Make sure that you assign to where you plug it. I can give you an example, but let's say that 7 and 8 in the back of your console are your main left right. You want to assign your matrix to 7 and just 6 or 7. Actually, mono subs are a thing, so you can use just mono sub, and you can decide the amount. You can decide the amount of your full mix that you're sending into those subs, or you can create a separate mix with main 2 to use just for these subs if you don't want to send your whole mix into those subs. It's 2 different approach. It depends on what you want to do, but basically you're copying your main out, or you're creating another mix of the input that you want to send into another main, and you send that to your sub. Hope that answers your question. About the Wave card, I heard from a friend of a developer that they are going to release a Wave internal module, and they're about to fix something on the firmware before they release it. So I suppose it will release an expansion model also, but internal will be awesome. Well, I'm just gonna say that I saw some internal card already. So if you guys wanna be on the lookout for that, but don't hold your breath. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't believe they will come out soon. I believe they will come out not next week. Give it some time. Give it a couple months. No sidechain channel on bus. Hold on. You guys are talking a lot, and I like this. I like this a lot, but it's hard for me to read, especially because I need my chat to be really big on a small screen so I can read from far away. Hopefully the firmware fix, implementing insert point, it can be running from the Wave card. We'll see. For the record, I don't miss holding them. Yeah, I'm just having everything in reach without paging. Like, yeah, then this is something that I miss from time to time. I honestly miss having like all the knobs in front of me. But it's just nature of the beast at this point. Having something smaller give you option. But I wish someday we can have console with big touchscreen, and everything could be closer on layer that is right now with only a few fader. Well, actually, the only physical thing that I really need is fader and maybe mute, or fader and like custom knob. It can be mute, it can be a lot of stuff. This is the only thing that I really need. Everything else could be, honestly, everything else could be on a screen. I'm fine with that. I'm really fine doing EQs with my finger. Like go on the screen, like here, go EQ and do something like this, and searching with my point, and oh no, it doesn't work. Does it work on the wing to do the pinch too? No, it doesn't. Select your point and do something like this. But on iPad, on X32 it works. You just pinch it and you scroll it around. I prefer this. I prefer this way more than having a knob to turn on in EQ. Personal preference here. You believe it's not possible with the... Okay, we're talking about an insert point for the Wave card. The FPGA matrix routing, okay. Yeah, that's probably full, that's what I thought, but not a lot of people understand the whole limitation of in and out, so just know that the console... Sorry, I'm not clear here. The console has a limited amount of in and out available on the processor itself. We kind of are reaching that limit, and there is no more option to put more pathway inside the console, in the sense of having more bus, having more send from a point to another. The console is using pretty much all the available physical hardware that it has in it, and it cannot create new path like that. It's not software. Well, it's software, but it has to go... Input in the back has to go to the input of the processor. The processor needs to deal with that and sending out somewhere else. And we are limited on the total amount of input and output that the console has. So we're at the edge of hardware limitation on the wing already. Well, already. there's a lot of stuff here. There's a lot of routing option. So yeah, all that to say, there are some more stuff coming. The console can expand a little bit, but we are close to the top. Side of the wing is decent compromise. I wouldn't go smaller though. I understand, but my back cannot lift this thing with the flight case every day. I'm getting too old maybe, but I'm not 20 anymore. I'm closer to be 37 than 36 right now. And yeah, lifting this by myself, I cannot do this every day. I would hurt my back carrying this a full flight of stairs every day. It's too heavy for a single person to do it and not destroying the walls around it. You know, it's hard. Half of that, I would be fine. So this is why I think the Wing Compact will be a good option for me. Actually, I miss the M32R. I'm thinking about sometimes selling this and just get an M32R and call it a day, because I used to be able to carry it around. I do use fader control now, so I'm trying to automate Vortex, the tongue writing fader. Church volunteers. Yeah, church volunteers. Yeah, it's a compromise. Well, actually, you get what you pay for, right? No offense here, but it's just if you don't hire a pro, you don't get a pro. Oh, you can pinch a Q. Okay, hold on. I did not know that. You touch the point, you're doing this, and you are... Okay, I got it. If you hold on it, and you move your finger around, you can change the amount of Q. Change the value of Q with your finger, but you have to hold it, right? Okay. It's a new gesture that I didn't know, that I can probably definitely learn. Really like that. Thank you for the heads up there. Thank you, Jeff. Chris, 63? Yeah. I need to go to the gym. Oh, come on. Okay, seriously, guys. We're having fun right now. I don't mind sticking around another couple minutes. How heavy is the wing? Can anybody Google? Cause I cannot Google stuff right now. The computer's too far away. I cannot read from the screen. How heavy is the wing? I just want to know if, you know, by law, because we have here in Canada, we have laws that says you cannot lift by yourself more than 50 pounds. So I believe it's 22 something kilos. I think the wing, just the wing itself, is over that. Plus, I don't know how much my road case is, but I have one of the lightest road case ever because I built it myself using half-inch or even smaller. No, I believe it's a half-inch road case plywood. You know, plywood with little protection on it, PVC protection on it, and all aluminum edges. It's 52 pounds, so by law, it's overweight for me to lift it by myself. You're gonna say, oh, it's only 3 pounds. But if you add the case, and I'm gonna be conservative here and say a total of 60 pounds, bringing up 60 pounds, I can do it, but I'm gonna, you know, it's not something that you want to do every day, especially right now. Honestly, I cannot. I should not even carry myself For those of you who missed the beginning of the stream, I had a small operation happening to me last Friday, and I need to rest. So right now it will be 2 weeks before I can actually lift 60 pounds, because I want to make sure that my operation do not, go bad. But yeah, it's no. Yeah, it's not that heavy. It's just the ergonomic of it. It's not like seriously. I have 2 handles here. I need to grab both handles and I need to carry it like this. Oh yeah, Chris. And that's Doctor hurt me a lot. But yeah, definitely will want to carry it. If I have to carry it to a rack or nothing. Yeah, basically, well, actually, I have a X32 core with a DL251, which is probably the same weight, but because it's way smaller, I can carry it myself. I have a small rack on wheel. Okay, so I'm not the only one here. It's only the whole... Okay. My X32 rack will weigh more than my wing. Yeah, but Rob, I saw your rack. You got way too much stuff in there. I'm a fan of the compact stuff. This is why I have the QLX Shure Wireless, and I have all that, tiny 1U stuff. This is the reason why I like to have tiny things. Okay, I'm a fan of tiny things. I'll let you guys figure out what that means, but... Seriously, when mixing a show, the amount of stuff that I need would honestly be contained with that section of the console. 8 faders that could be DCAs, or if I have really quick access to page gear, I can do this really quick. Custom control. Get rid of the jog wheel, put me something else, I don't know. Take maybe the fader bank, the main fader bank, put it here, give me some small custom control screen. I could do a show and I would not, and will not feel like I really missed something. Of course, I like to have 24 fader. Don't get me wrong, guys. But if this could fit in a small case that I can carry around with one hand, just plug 2 cable in the back, plug that into my DL251, and I can mix a rock and roll gig with something that fit in the back of my smart car. Even more, because actually I can fit my wing in the back of my smart car. I should actually do a video about it and just send it to Smart. But this is all I need. And seriously, this is what I want. The day that I'm going to tour on a international tour, I'm not gonna bring a wing, to be honest. I'm gonna bring an HD96, or I'm gonna bring something that has the right amount of input and the right amount of processing. And if they have a truck to carry around that stuff, I'm not gonna lift it myself, or everything will be on wheel and I would not have to care about taking a big ass console and bring it upstairs. Somebody else will taking care of that for me, or I will have other people with me. But now, as a single, as a solo sound engineer going into gigs and setting up speaker from time to time and bringing my console, the smaller I could have, the more power and the smaller package I could have, the better it is. I actually even thought, and I want you guys' opinion on that, if there was a way to convert my DL251 signals to a wave rack, I would probably flip my setup to a just screen with wave plug-in faders and call it like good, because I want to get the best result for the smaller footprint possible. Yeah, I want physical fader, a wing rack, mixing station, and maybe a lot of physical. It's an option, but Actually, Rob, you're wrong. Did you forget about the famous M7CL? What do you mean don't do that? Yeah, M7CL. Is the PM5D? Did the PM5D have that? It's been so long since I saw these console. PM5D. Anyway. Guys, I'm gonna call it off for now. We're almost reaching an hour. Thank you very much for being with me. I seriously need to rest. I need to get some stuff done. Haven't seen those? Yeah, you lucky one. Okay, seriously, I want to know if you guys ever did the setup that I talked about Wave. I sold my Wave LV1 6040 and Extreme server and bought a Win with the L32. Okay, but why? George, I want to know, why did you sell that? We're going to close the hour, we're on that, and we're going to go. Why did you sell that? Because to me, it looks like a really good portable solution that can fit basically in a couple of Pelican case and be good to use like anywhere like this. Is anybody else in the chat also had experience with that? Complexity? Okay. Maybe this is something I want to look into then. I really like complex stuff, or I'm not afraid by complex stuff. By the way, I didn't tell you guys what I was doing when I'm supposed to rest at home. I'm becoming a Dente technician. Actually, I'm becoming a certified Dente operator. And so far, I've learned a lot of stuff. So, quick side note here to close the show. George, actually, send me a message on Facebook. I want to know what's happening with that, with your LV1 setup, because it looks to me like a really cool alternative to something smaller. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's some stuff that I don't understand there. But I don't mind the complexity out of it. It's just a plugin that you get with Wave that make the Wave cards so desirable. Yeah. Okay. I'm Dente all over the place in my studio. Yeah, definitely Dente make life so easier. LV1 was unstable. Oh, no. That's a big no-no. Well, maybe it depends on the computer that you get, because I know that you can DIY yourself a Wave server. Wave do provide the software for that. And used server stuff is dirt cheap for a computer. But you can get really powerful Xeon processor and board and RAM for not a lot of money. Especially here in Canada, you can get a monster of a computer for like $300 to $500. Okay. There's not a place for failure. Okay. Yeah, I think it's a really it's a really good setup if you just set it once, leave everything plugged as is in the rack and just moving it around, and you need to power it up the right way. But okay, I get it. Okay. Well, on that note, we're gonna end this show with more question than answer, but it's fine. We had a good time. Thank you very much, guys. I really had a good time with you today, and I hope you did had a good time too. Until the next one, I would like you to please take care of yourself. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go take care of myself. And until next Monday, maybe I need to check my schedule because I have an event on Monday, but if not Monday, the next one. Until the next one, I want you to please take care of yourself for real. And I'll see you guys